Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different and answer some questions that I get on the channel on Instagram. You know, I've had this channel now for a little over a year, and as you can imagine, I get a lot of questions and I try to answer them all in the comments, but sometimes I don't get to them, or sometimes we just get so many new subscribers and they all have new questions, or maybe they have the same questions. So I'm going to go through a lot of common questions I get and a lot of questions that were posted in the post I made on the community chat. So let's get right into it. So the first one's pretty easy. The first one is, what kind of suspension lift is this and what size wheel and tire are this? So first of all, these are a 305. Can you see it there? Let's see. 305 70 R18s on a 18-inch Fuel Clash wheel. I used to think these were Fuel Rebels because I really didn't look at the name when I ordered them. I honestly needed an 18-inch wheel and these look pretty good, and I said, give me these. I didn't look into the offset of them, which played a factor when I went ahead and put them on the truck, and I didn't look into what they're actually called. So anyway, these are actually Fuel Clash wheels. The Rebels are almost exactly the same, except the Rebels have bead locks around the sides, but the design is the same. But yeah, Fuel Clash wheels, I think I paid like $2 grand. And then the tires are Cooper tires, STT Pros, Discovers. No complaints on these tires. These things have been wonderful. As a lot of you know, I got those tires on Facebook Marketplace. I think I paid $1,500 for all four, and they're basically brand new. The guy had them on his truck for about, I think he said 3 months, and then he decided he wanted to go back to an 18-inch or 20-inch wheel, so we had to get new tires. But yeah, very happy with those. They've been solid. Not quite as good off-road as the Firestone Destination MT2 tires I had, which I still have those. Still sitting over here. Not quite as good as these tires, but all in all, they're a really good option. And the only reason why those are a little bit better is because of the center tread. These Cooper STT Pros are a little bit quieter on the road. The Destinations are not, and that's because of the center tread. So you see how these lug patterns are kind of more narrow and close together. This is what makes it quieter on the road. It also does better in wet road conditions than the Firestone Destinations. The Firestone Destinations are just these mud treads across the whole tire, see? So on road, they're a little bit louder. They wear a little bit more on the road. These here are a lot better on road and really good off road. So they're a good medium. So the next question is, how much of the front fender that I have to trim to get these negative offset wheels with the 305 75 18s put on the truck? I'm gonna leave that link to that specific video down in the description if you want to see that whole process when I first put them on, what I had to cut. You see all that, but I can show you a little bit right here. So as you can see right there, so from about here to here, I had to cut this off, maybe, I don't know, 15 degree, 20 degree angle, maybe an inch, I don't know, a little bit, not much. I had to cut that off, and then as you also can see down in here, when the tire is at full lock, it rubs right there on the frame, just a hair. So there's no really way around that, and it's not really detrimental to anything, but you'll feel it a little bit. That's the inside of it. I got to get something in here that can cover this up. I'm not crazy about it being open like that, so put some bed liner in there, or maybe just get like a piece of metal from a fab shop local that can just put it right there and cover that hole up. Anyway, but yeah, just that much on the front or on the back of the front fenders. And then on the front are the air dams that I already had removed, right? So the air dams are right in here. I took those off before I did anything to the truck. Like day one, I took those off. So you probably want those off. And it broke in here a while back. So the other side isn't like this. The other side is normal, and it doesn't rub anywhere up here. So other than that, that's really all you got to do, is just the back part. So the next question I got is, anything that I bought for the truck, any mods, has anything broke? And I'm gonna say no to that. There is one thing that's not quite fit as well, and I already talked to the manufacturer about it, and they have a remedy coming out for it. But that is the Z1 air intake. So you can see right there, the air intake box comes loose when it's jarred around quite a bit. Now this here is still really solid, it's not going nowhere, but just the box itself comes loose. Now I talked to Spencer at Overland Expo East. He said they had a little bit of an issue with some of the bolts that came with it that didn't quite have enough threads to get down there. I don't know, it was kind of a little hiccup they had, but anyway, they got some kind of fix coming out for it. I'm not in the slightest bit concerned about it. The truck breathes just fine. Just every once in a while, if I get a little rowdy in the truck, that box comes loose and I got to make sure it gets back in there. Other than that, I've had zero problems with any mods I put on the truck. Nothing's broken, nothing's been dented, damaged, nothing gave way. So far so good on that end. Okay, next up is going to be a question I had. Am I worried about the carbon buildup from a direct fuel injection motor? No. Answer is no. I've had them before. They're obviously fine. If it does build up, I mean, too bad. We'll just get rid of it, you know? I don't really plan on keeping the truck longer than 100,000, 150,000 miles at the most. I'm sure it'll make it that long. And if it doesn't, we'll just get another one. It's not a big deal. But no, I'm not worried about it at all. Next question is, do I plan on getting a front bumper or skid plates for the Nissan? And the answer is yes, I really do. The front bumper is going to be great for mounting that winch that I need, and also for mounting the accessory lights I already have in. I'm waiting to get the bumper. But more importantly, I need a skid plate, because other than this plastic one, or this, I say plastic, it's really not. It's a very light metal. There is nothing, no skid plates on this truck whatsoever. So there's a lot of the transfer case, the gas can, the whole underside of the truck is exposed. So definitely need to get some skid plates on this as soon as possible. Not that it's a huge deal. I mean, I'm in Florida, so it's not like I'm running over things that are, gonna damage the inside of the truck. But every once in a while, we might hit some roots or something. But down here in Florida, you got mud, right? You got roots, maybe some lime rock, but that'll bust off pretty easy. It's not really gonna damage anything. But if we leave Florida, well, then you got a problem. You go to Georgia, you got real rocks in Georgia. Not lime rock, you got real rocks that will mess up your truck. So yeah, I need to get some skid plates for it. I want to get some sliders and a front bumper. All that's coming up, probably going to be next mods on the list. Everything else with the truck is pretty much done when it comes to mods as far as off-roading goes. Other than, like I said, the skid plates and bumpers and sliders. If you guys saw the video from the Overland Expo, you saw the prototype that Z1 had laid out. I really like those, and I like Z1, so I'll probably get those. And when those come out, I might go ahead and order those and the sliders all at once, or the sliders and the skid plates all at once, put them all on, and then all we gotta get left now is the bumper and the winch setup. But I really like what Z1 does with their stuff, so I'm gonna stick with them. Next question I had was from somebody that asked me if I would ever do a trip or video with Prodigal Overland, and honestly, I had no idea who that was. I had to look him up. It looks really fun, but the problem is, see, I have two kids, right? And they're small. The oldest is almost 7. He's 6, maybe 7 in March. So you've seen him, Jackson. And the other one is just turned 4. So they don't really travel that well. Jackson does great. He'll drive. We drove with him to South Carolina from Florida. We drove to South Carolina and back in 2 days. Kid didn't make a peep in the back seat, right? The ideal kid for travel. My other son, Bo, not the ideal kid for travel. He's rowdy, he's a handful, he's everything you don't want when you got to go long distance in a car. So that's the thing. So I either have to take them with me, which would be miserable, or I'd leave them here with my wife, who would have to deal with them for at least 5 days. If it's a 3-day trip, it takes me a day to get there, a day to get back. I mean, that's 5 days. And I don't ever have that many favors in the bank with the wife to take all 5 days by myself. So probably not going to happen anytime soon unless the kids get a lot older. It's just not practical now. But I'm not against it. It sounds really fun. It looks really fun. I looked at a couple of the videos and they look really fun, but I just can't right now. The kids just, you got kids, you know what I'm talking about. There's too much. Another one is the ride condition with the lift on the truck. So as many of you know, it's a rough country kit. It's a 6-inch. Rough country has a slightly less than terrible word of mouth about them. So Honestly, with the ride quality on the truck is exactly the same as stock, if not a hair stiffer, but that might be because of a 35-inch tire instead of a 32-inch tire. Other than that, the truck rides damn near the same. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. Now, what I would like to do, if I can, at some point, take the shocks out of this one, because they're just rough country shocks. I'm sure they're not anything worth mentioning. But the ones I had on the truck were stock. They had been off-road a lot, and I feel like they were getting kind of beat up. So I went with these, but I'm sure they're, you know, the bare minimum cheapo stock. So what I'd like to do is take these off the next time I do, and maybe call up Kings to get some nice King shocks on there. Just give them the measurements of what I need, and maybe they got some already. Maybe they can make me some, or some ride flows or some Fox shocks, because on certain roads when it's a little bumpy, she gets a little rough, and it just tears up everything. So I'd like to be able to go more than 5 miles an hour down a dirt road that without my liver jarring out of me. So, but yeah, King shocks on this would be super dope. They're a little pricey, but they're pricey because they're, you know, probably the best. So but that would be really cool, and I would like to have that upgrade on the truck. Okay, these next 3 questions I'm gonna go through real quick. They have nothing to do with anything with the channel, but when you post on your community chat that you're looking for anybody to post any kind of questions, you would answer it. You're gonna get some people that post stuff that's just, you know, kind of weird. So I said I would answer it, so we're gonna get to it. Here we go. First question is, if you punch yourself in the face and you cry, are you weak or strong? Answer is strong. If it's permissible, is it permissible for a minor who acts in a rated R movie to watch a rated R movie? And my answer would be no. Just because you're acting in a particular scene doesn't give you the right to see the whole entire movie. And then the last question was, why is it that lemon juice has artificial flavors and dishwasher detergent has real lemons? Well, because lemon juice isn't good enough by itself for most people nowadays, right? So they gotta put fake shit in there to make you drink it. While the actual lemons has that citric acid that will do a great job and on your dishes, and people put that in there so they don't have to buy other products, so they save money that way. So there you go. Okay guys, that's the whole video. That's all the questions I had from the community chat post that I made asking for questions. If you guys have any more or I missed anything, leave them down in the comments. I'll probably answer them right away. If not, I'll make another one of these videos if it does well and people like it. So do that for me. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Probably 80% of the people that watch my channel are unsubscribed. So that would really help the channel out, and I appreciate it. And even more, if you want to help the channel out, all you gotta do is hit the like button. Hitting the like button on a YouTube channel really tells YouTube that this content's good, and it's going to keep recommending it to new people. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.